Morning, Reverend Lisa and church family, and welcome to our second Renewing Sunday. And it has been, a pleasure to grow and to expand on the ideas that come to mind to share with all who are open to receive the understanding and the way in which we should walk in order to expand our understanding and grow into a peaceful, loving, abiding, and blessed family. So let us start by clearing our mind of any thoughts that we've had prior to this present moment. And let us realize going forward, we are connected to a power greater than ourselves. And as we activate it, we will be renewed. So let us affirm, I release all thoughts prior to this moment, and I focus my inner self to vanquish all subconscious thoughts of doubt, insecurity, fear, and regret. And I allow the power of love, peace, and harmony to sweep through my mind and cause me to be renewed. Now, finding ourselves is our duty we all have on our journey in this life. With the experiences we will have, and through them, we should discover our true power and potential. Our goal should be to find the Christ within and build our strength to ensure that we are following the path of Christ to make ourselves more aware, more in tune, more enlightened, and better prepared for the circumstances that we may find ourselves in. Do we have any expectations? Do we see ourselves as winners? Do we doubt and complain? If we have either of these thoughts, then that dominant belief will be what we experience. Because it is the more prominent thought we're having consciously that will manifest based on our subconscious connection to it. Ernest Holmes said in the textbook, there is one mental law in the universe, and where we use it, it becomes our law because we have individualized it. As we become more aware of who we are in Christ, we become empowered to use the knowledge and wisdom we possess to create or change our future experiences. As we learn to understand the connection between our conscious and our subconscious thoughts and how our beliefs, along with the words we speak, are connected and mastering them are imperative for us to have a successful life. Our Science of Mind text also teaches to learn how to think is to learn how to live. For our thoughts go into a medium that is infinite in its ability to do and be. Man, by his thinking, can bring into his experience whatsoever he desires if he thinks correctly and becomes a living embodiment of his thoughts. Remember earlier when I said, what we are expecting life to reveal to us, or are we having expectations or not, that will be our reality. Our thoughts bring into fruition exactly what we believe are expecting to appear as we think and speak. Our thoughts, they make contact with the medium, the law, that will project into reality what we believe. Individually, we have various thoughts, and these thoughts are individualized by our individual understanding, but operates by making contact with the universal law. And the law is no respecter of person. It operates based on what we think and speak out forth into the ether of the atmosphere, through it, to it, and then that's what it brings back into our reality. Everything that we see in the universe was an idea in man and was thought, spoken, and believed and worked upon and came as manifestation in our reality. And we get to enjoy that. And most of us, we I would say sometimes it is a challenge for us to see the light, to see the value, to see the greatness in who and what we are because of some experiences that we've had. And these challenges bring forth within us doubt, fear, shame, regret, remorse. And these ideas, these thoughts that we have within ourselves causes us to hesitate, cause us not to believe, puts this impression in our mind that every time we go to achieve something, it brings itself back up. And all of a sudden dawns back upon us. Oh, I remember when I tried that and I did that and it did. Those are blockages. And so what we have to do as that happens to us is that we have to speak to that I sit in the universe that is empowered and that I am connected to this power in the universe that moves and suppresses these negative thoughts and ideas that I have in mind. I open up my mind and I project forth positive consciousness because the power moves in and through me as me. I no longer see the doubt. There is a time when we have to speak to ourselves and know that we're not crazy. There is a time that we have to talk out loud to ourselves and know that we're not crazy, and don't worry about who is listening, who is watching, and what they're thinking about what we're doing, because we know who we are and what it is that we're trying to project. Because the more we go into our mind and the more we speak this power that we have, the more powerful we become, and we can move on past these regrets, these pains, these sorrows, and disappointments, and move past these frustrations that we find ourselves in because we begin to think back over something that has long passed. Behold, know that I am with you always. All over the earth, I am with you. I am guiding you. I am leading you to the promised land. But we must think in mind that we are connected and allow this connection to speak through us and follow it. You see, because every thought that we have, all our thoughts are creative and will produce results and is subject to our beliefs in the power that it is connected to, which will determine what we are willing to call into existence. You want a healing? We have to believe that a healing is possible. If we want to change poverty to prosperity, we have to believe that it is possible. If we want success and instead of failure, we have to believe that it's possible. And not only must we believe, we must speak the idea in mind to build up our power, to uplift ourselves, to know, to become motivated by what it is that we say that is behind us, that is working through us, and that we are allowing this power to move through us. And it activates deep within us that mustard seed power. faith. Oh, that's why I said it's not saying that we don't have it. It's saying we need to activate that mustard seed power. And when we activate that mustard seed power, we can stand on the principle of truth and walk through this earth, this world, upright, proud, and shining and glistening as a light. That's why it says, shine thy light as from upon the hill, because we will shine bright when we work and believe the power and work with it. Once we begin to think and speak with the understanding that we are renewed as we believe and expect by knowing that it is not us, but the power within us that does the work. But we must believe and expect the results that will return us to wholeness as we awaken to our renewed consciousness. The Science of Mind text also states, the road to our freedom lies not through mysteries or occult performances, but through the intelligent use of nature's force and laws. In other words, we must study the thing itself, what it does, the way it works, and how to use it. This is why Reverend Lisa traditionally yearly sends us back to the beginning to reacquaint ourselves with our power, our connection with it, and how we should apply it in our daily lives. See, it is in the ignorance of how things operate that we are unable to utilize them. You know, it's like in the beginning practitioner classes when the teacher was saying that, you know, the math problem is just not understanding the math problem. It's not that you don't know, you just don't know the process to come to the answer. See, and so this is why we have to go deeper in our and be more willing to understand and to get involved in this teaching in a way that it reveals to us more of who we are. It broadens our horizons, it broadens our expectations, and we become more aware that we have it, and therefore we are empowered. We are renewed by that. You see, it is as one understands and grows in his anticipation and his desire to become empowered. See, most athletes, people do not see the work that they do behind the scenes. They see the shining things that they do on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Friday, whenever the games are. But that is after the work. That is after the 1,000 jump shots. That is after the 1,000 push-ups. That's after running quarters and miles and 110s and 220s. That's after. So my point is, we have to do the work to understand the thing itself. We have to know what it does. We have to study the way it works, and we have to learn how to use it. And as we daily apply this and consciously, strategically practicing the rules, it will enhance our understanding. This repetitive practice will embed this information into the conscious mind, which would make us more deliberate in our actions. You want to be powerful? Then believe that you have the power and act as though you have the power, and don't give over to the whims of the negative thoughts that pop up from a past experience. It is only saying that that past experience that you once believed is the dominant thought right now. And so it is up to us to speak that thought back into the nothingness in which it is, because it is the power that is trying to bring about this new idea, this new way, this new possibility. It's breaking through, just like a plant when it's planted in the ground. You don't see it, But all of a sudden, from raining, from digging, from burying, from nurturing, all of a sudden, up springs a little bitty green leaf. And from that blossoms the flowers, the trees, and everything that we see, the food that we eat, all from this earth that is pregnant and waiting for us to speak it into existence and to be renewed and renew the earth and renew the government, renew the politics, renew the police, renew. It's renewed by our transformation. It's renewed by us working it out. It's renewed by us going and learning what it is that needs to be changed or that we don't understand. It's up to us to become renewed in order to renew this earth, to supplant. That's why the Bible said we can be the supplanters. You are the vicegerent. We can supplant it once we learn how, what it does, understand this thing, the way it works, and how to use it. The more conscious awareness we have of our actions and we repeat the process, we will become empowered and renewed. And as we discover these laws and principles and make use of them, we will become renewed. You see, in Isaiah 11:9, it says, "For the earth is full of knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." There's not a place, there's not a spot where we can go where this power is not there, that it is doing something, that it is cleansing, that it is birthing something, that it is bringing something into existence. This ether is full of potential and possibilities because the Lord has filled it with his power and presence, which makes Earth pregnant with unlimited opportunities and with infinite possibilities. What do you want? What do you believe? Are we diligently seeking? Are we diligently prodding? Are we diligently deliberately trying to understand? Are we deliberately looking into it, going deeper to bring about this thing that we want to experience? As we seek to improve our relationship with God, it will reveal to us our spiritual powers, our material needs, and unite us with the intelligence that makes all things possible, and will correspond with our thoughts that will assist us with our renewal. This is why we should become fully vested in practicing our daily walk. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and application is how we will be renewed. Because it is in that repetitive working, that repetitive motion, just like it was when we was learning how to skate, we were learning how to walk, we were learning how to do a pull-up, whatever it was that we wanted to understand and do as we were growing up. We repeated that action until we got good at it and confident enough to go and be confident around everyone. And we wasn't afraid to fall, wasn't afraid to crash, didn't worry about the how high the hill was, how high the curve was. We believed and were confident because of the repetitiveness that we had done over the weeks, months, and days to become full, aware, and practiced until we had achieved. So let us affirm, I allow the presence of God to activate my mind to the harmony necessary for my renewal. Yes, I allow this presence of God to activate my mind to the harmony necessary for my renewal. You see, some of us struggle with calming down and listening to what's going on. But in John 8:32, it says that, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You see, the new awareness, it empowers us and it removes our emotional connection to decisions, and we will respond intelligently. See, once we become aware and understand that it is the power within us that's doing it, we no longer need to attach past thoughts or ideas or circumstances that we were in and they didn't turn out right and use that as an excuse. Because that's what we do. And that is an emotional connection to a past thought, to a past thing, to a past experience. And when we can intelligently remove ourselves from that, then we will have a renewing moment. And this way of being will wipe away our tears, jeers, and fears, and happiness will begin to dissipate our pain and shortcomings. Once we have clarity, then perseverance is possible. And we will see clearly and have confidence in our new choices. This is where the statement came, where I was once blind, now I see. Because we have seen in our ignorance, we've made a decision and we didn't understand how to apply to become successful. We were blind. But now that we have this awareness, we are no longer blind to the old way, to the negative experience that happened, to that past thought that's holding us back. This is why we have to let it go. Get thee behind me. I no longer need that thought, that experience to press me forward. Now I use the new power that I have, the new understanding I have, the new awareness that I have, the new knowledge, and I walk confidently with my staff, which is my belief that God is. Not I, not me. No, I can't do it. I already know I can't. Why? Because of sometimes the way that I think. But I know that this power that is telling me to go ahead, give it a shot, that's where it lies. That's where my power lies. That's going to get me to do it. You see, that's where a way will be made for us and out of a way that we knew not. See, in our ignorance, we blindly make decisions and we fall in the ditches of the decisions that we've made. And as long as we allow our ego to guide or control our conscious thoughts, that will be our experience. If our thoughts are not clear, then we know it is not our ego and not God, because God is clear and precise. This is why meditation is so important. Meditation is so important. Meditation helps us to slow down the various thoughts and recognize the voice within. In John 10:7, My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. We got to listen, then we can follow. And I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. If we trust and believe in the power that God has revealed to us and we apply it, we will not go astray. When we are obedient to the Christ, the tenets, we evolve to a place where we can distinguish between our ego and our spiritual voice. Then we will no longer wander off or be misled by our past experiences. The voice becomes familiar and we become renewed. This is why Reverend Lisa chose renewing, because it is in the renewing that we reawaken and become more aware of who we are, whose we are, what we are, and how we are to overcome any challenge or circumstance that may cause a blockage, a hesitation, or a hindrance in what it is that we're trying to become, overcome, realize, activate into our reality. The divine is in us. The divine is in us, and it is waiting upon us to accept the gift that it has provided for every soul. It has provided it for every soul. And regardless of the condition we find ourselves in, the Spirit says, welcome, welcome, my beloved child, in whom I am well pleased. The meaning of Emmanuel is God with us. If God be with us, then who, who can be against us? There is no famine, insecurity, or situation that will not be resolved when we let go and pronounce that I am alive. I am alive. And this power works in and through me as me. I am alive. And I am invigorated with this power that has called all life into existence. And I am open and receptive to this power that controls the universe. And my mind accepts the guidance. We must have a renewing of the mind in order to experience the total blessing that God has in the storehouse for us. The renewing of life has to come in order to make the new adjustments of the new understanding and the new awareness that the people bring with them. Because people rise and change as they become more informed. And the more informed we become, the more involved we should get, because that means that those things that once were, that needs to be changed, now we empower to change it. So the Living Translation Bible states, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Our view of ourselves must change from undeserving, poor, wretched sinners, weak, and outdoors, to believing that we are connected to the source that controls the universe, and it responds to us by our expectations and beliefs, and we should expect to be blessed and guided to our daily needs. Our expectations and our beliefs correlate as they correlate with our daily practice. And we consciously become aware of our thoughts and pray when we are out of alignment. Just pause, just stop, and just pray. When we out of alignment, just stop, just pray. And this will pull us back to center, and we will become renewed. In closing, I just want to say, whatever it is that any one of us is experiencing, whatever it is, it can be changed. Whatever it is we going through, whatever it is we believe is the reason why we have not, whatever it is that we think is the reason why we can't, we have not, we won't, we shouldn't, whatever hesitation, I ask you, I implore you to affirm this with me. I am open and receptive to divine mind to guide, protect, and renew my thinking, to receive harmony, wholeness, peace, and abundant blessings. I let go, I let God flow, and so it is. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace and blessings.